Well, good to have you with us here on the Sunday edition of the South African Morning. I'm Gareth Edwards. Marcel away for today. Police have routinely been conducting raids to enforce lockdown regulations, but several political rallies have been held recently in contravention of safety protocols. If you want the evidence, we have it on camera. This week, one example is the EFF marching to the office of the South African Health Products Regulatory Authority. Another big one from this year, I'm sure you remember, is outside the Pietermaritzburg High Court for the former president, Jacob Zuma's court case as well. Very few masks were worn and definitely no social distancing. So let's find out how we're going to handle this, and hopefully we're going to improve on this. SAPS spokesperson Brenda Muradili joining us via telephone this morning. Brenda, hello to you. It's always a pleasure speaking to you. It is the obvious question, though, I'm sure you agree. Why did police not intervene in these various political rallies and large rallies of prominent people in South Africa?
Good morning, Gareth, and good morning to the viewers. You are right to say that you are seeing police on a daily basis ensuring the compliance of the lockdown regulations, especially at your locations and townships and on the roads, on the South African roads and everywhere else. And then you're comparing that with regards to how we police the large gatherings. I mean, the different situations for the police calls for different approaches. It does not necessarily mean that when it's large gatherings and it's political rallies that we do not get to ensure that the people that contravene the regulations get away with it.
What do we mean by get away with it? So if we were to show you video footage, Brenda, which you know we've got of hundreds of people, whether it's an EFF rally, a court rally, whatever it might be, of people not wearing masks. Tell me about the action you're taking, A, on the day, and B, if evidence were to be provided to you.
We do not need evidence to be provided for us. We do have evidence, and you have mentioned the court case in Pietermaritzburg, and I can assure you that there was an investigation that was done on that case, and then during the investigation and then interviewing of the people that were around the vicinity as well as the conveners, it was established indeed that most of the people that were there, as per what the convener said, were not invited, were the people that were passing by that decided to stop and then watch what was happening. And with regards to the EFF's march, I can assure you that the case has been opened and then it is currently under investigation. And when it's ready to be presented at court, it will be done. And if maybe you are not aware, with every march and protest that is being conducted, when the TOP is on the scene, they also have their own camera person there who takes footage that will be used as evidence in court.
No, I understand. I'm sure it's also a very difficult situation, Brenda, as you rightly say, that there's a certain number of people who've been given permission and authority to take part in a protest or a march according to COVID regulations, and then there are those who just attach themselves to it. And I'm not suggesting it's an easy thing to police or to enforce, but on a day like that, where those extra, I'm going to call them stragglers, attach themselves unlawfully to a protest, how does the police handle the situation on the ground on the day? Are you arresting people? Are you detaining people? Just help me understand what you do as SAPS.
Arresting people for the SAPS comes as a last resort. Like as the regulations stipulate, if the police ask the people to leave and then they do not want to leave or they do not want to abide by the instruction of the law enforcement officer, then it's then that the person can be arrested or given a fine for refusing to comply with the law enforcement officer. And at the time when this thing is happening, the police cannot determine who has been invited, who has not yet been invited. That's why as long as the march or the protest is peaceful, then the police have to stand there and monitor the situation and then after compile a report. I mean, when you're policing one-on-one people, individuals, and when you're policing a group convenes because there is a convener. So the convener will be the one that will be held accountable for everything that the people that he convened did not comply with.
Okay, I think we'll need to have a bigger discussion on that one day as well. But for the moment, it makes sense why it's so difficult to manage. Brenda Muradili, SAPS spokesperson, saying that they are taking action against those at various political rallies and gathering outside courts. We'll follow up with that, of course, as we unpack that going forward over the next few days. My thanks to Brenda Muradili from SAPS.